Grace and peace, everybody. I want to read a few verses of scripture from the book of Timothy, the first Timothy, the first chapter, and I'm going to begin at the third verse. And I urge you, when you go into Macedonia, stay there in Ephesus, so that you may command certain people not to teach false doctrines any longer, or to devote themselves to myths and endless genealogies. Such things promote controversial speculations rather than advancing the work of God. Y'all know that the book of Timothy is what we would call a pastoral epistle among the fivefold division of the New Testament. The Apostle Paul was writing a letter to a young bishop, one of his proteges, one of his students, somebody that was underneath him, and he was just preparing him for certain things and giving him instructions in certain things. That's how when you read First Timothy, it'll give you the qualifications of a bishop, qualifications of a deacon, who you should lay hands on, and various things like that, because it's considered a pastoral epistle. But it has some interesting things in there for all of us as believers. And one of them is not to get caught up in a bunch of foolishness, foolish questions, they would say in the King James Bible. And we see a lot of that on the internet. We have some people speaking about a flat earth, the earth being flat, or as opposed to the earth being round, and they're acting like this is stuff that's extremely important, and it's easy to get caught up into that. Recently, the other brothers were saying, because there's a group of people that actually believe slavery didn't really exist, or the Holocaust didn't exist. And what do I mean by that? There are people on the internet that teaches that blacks were already in America, and they would bring out certain points. They were like, well, if it took 3 months to travel here from the west coast of Africa, there was not enough water, and you can't drink salt water, so therefore the slave trade didn't happen. So blacks were here with Indians anyway, and we're the original Americans, and all type of stuff. Now, don't worry, I have read they came before Columbus, all Van Sertima. I've been there, done that 20, 30 years ago. I have all of that stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull out some old Dr. Ben and some stuff. It's withered. Of course, it's been in the garage. It's been in the terrace. It's been in the storage. This all Dr. Ben. We're going to talk about some of that. I have a whole bunch of stuff stacked up over here. And there are people that claim the Holocaust never existed with European Jews in Nazi Germany with Adolf Hitler. And they do that, and it's not really based on history, but it's based on a pseudo or a false history. And it's so easy to get caught up into that. You could start studying something about the scriptures, and then people will just drag you. You'll go to internet sites, and it'll just drag you off into Gnostic views of scripture. So it's very important when you're doing private Bible study, or you're in some prayer and some meditation time studying and looking for direction from the master, that you don't be in front of the internet all the time. You have to discipline yourself. This is why good old-fashioned church is still good. I know a lot of people don't go to Bible studies, but Bible study is important, and just getting away and spending quality time in the Word, because the internet is dangerous. It's good for some things, but remember, it's like a two-edged sword. You've been watching Berean TV. Thank you for watching.